Oh, snap. We got a new class. I honestly did not think that this was going to be one of the main classes, or that we were going to see a new class that was kind of one of the main classes. But, let's look at the number here. Monarch 001. So this tells me that this is going to be the one of the main classes. So that's the opinion I'm going for. So if you didn't watch Rudy's video from Alpha Investments, we got Prism Sculptor of Arc Light. Go watch his video. It was great. He does a good job of being funny on, and he didn't even say anything. He was still funny. The rest of us use a lot of words and are funny about half the time, quarter of the time. Anyway, let's talk about Prism Sculptor of Arc Light, which is like, oh, it's kind of cool, like the arc scene there. So she's an illusionist, a light illusionist hero. Let's talk, man. First off, it's awesome. Like, it's really cool. I was not anticipating, once we got 3 of the kind of repeat classes, I was not anticipating that we would get a new class, but I love that we have gotten a new class. Hopefully they're able to give it enough cards to be viable. I'm assuming that they know what they're doing because the game is amazing. So, let's just assume that they do. The other classes will have a lot more cards, or maybe they print more cards in her class in the set or something like that. I don't know how that works with draft though. Anyway, I'm not here to discuss that. I'm here to discuss Prism Sculptor of Arclight and my kind of initial thoughts about it. So this is what she does. She's a regular illusionist hero. She has a young version and an adult version. Once per turn, you pay 2 resource points. You banish a card from Prism's soul, and you create a spectral shield token, okay? And that is an instant, so you can do that once per turn, but at any time. And this is a spectral shield token. It's an aura. Illusionist token. If your hero would be dealt damage, instead destroy spectral shield and prevent 1 damage that source would deal. So let's talk, because I'm going to speculate before the rest of the cards are revealed. The rest of the cards, this is her young hero. The rest of the cards are going to be revealed soon, but I like speculating. Give me a break. Like, this is fun to talk about what could be, what could possibly be, and what could happen. So here's my thought. Here's some things that I've been thinking about as I've digested this just a little bit and talked to some people about it. So number 1, my big prediction is that the Light of Soul, which I've been teasing would be the Fabled, the whole set, the Light of Soul will be a illusionist shard. Illusionist gem, not shard, an illusionist gem, and that this whole lore is kind of when DM Armada and I were chatting, one of us, I'm assuming it was him because he's way smarter than me, but he was saying that there's some lore or whatever that suggests that the Light of Soul is not as quote unquote good as we are led to believe. And so what if the Light of Soul has been an illusion the whole time? So now you get the where that ties in is that the Fabled is the Light of Soul, which is kind of my guess at what the Fabled is going to be, and that it's an illusionist gem. And so all of a sudden all this lore shifts from like, you get it. It shifts and now it's fake, and like the whole world kind of opens up. I don't know. I think it'd be really cool. Maybe it's too much, but that's what I'm going with today. So Prism Sculptor Light, that's Arc Light. First of all, I like the fact that it's Arc Light. This is, in my opinion, or my guess, this is the first time we've heard of like arcane stuff in I guess Wizard isn't like, Kano's not necessarily a bad guy. Although like I get the impression that he is a quote unquote bad guy. But Arc Light is cool. Like that. This is so I think she's gonna do some instant stuff. She's gonna be a little bit wizardy, I think, a little bit Kano-y. But here's what I think she's going to do. I have 2 opinions. Either this is going to be number 1. This is Louis' prediction number 1. Either Illusionist is going to be the like stagnant, like slow the game down, negate everything. Turn your stuff and shift it into that it doesn't deal damage, or like moves it to different things. Like obviously the illusion token does that, but I think there could be another mechanic or something, right? So this is if a hero would be dealt damage, instead destroy spectral shield and prevent 1 damage that source would deal. So like that doesn't sound super great, but if you had enough of those, maybe that would be good. But also, like, I think her cards themselves could just like, there's a lot of combat chain stuff. So you could just like somehow stop the combat chain from occurring, or like, I don't know, just like you could see some cards in there, I think. So Spectral Shield then, like something to like just negate combat. We just don't have that. Like the Runeblood OTK deck, we have a little bit of like, a lot of attack reactions or defense reactions, a lot of stagnation of the game. I could see her class being kind of like a negating class. My question then is, how does she win? And that's where it comes in, is like, this seems very defensively, like very defense driven. The question is, how does she win then? And that's definitely a concern I would have if that's the case. Here's the other thing I really like. All right, this is like really my hot take, really what I think is going to be, maybe what I don't think it's going to be, what I maybe want it to be based on nothing. But I think that she is going to turn these spectral shields into other stuff, maybe like a weapon, maybe like an attack, maybe she requires you to use spectral shields as resources to do something really, really good. Maybe she has some sort of weapon that utilizes the spectral shield token to turn it into, like, I love that the shield has like a weapon in the middle of it. Maybe this is where we see one of those weapons from the front of the cover of the Monarch, where the spectral shield token would turn into, or enough of them would turn into some sort of legendary weapon that can now attack. Like the legendary weapon, instead of like requiring you to pay 3 resources to attack, it requires you to pay 3 spectral shields to attack. So you can either use them to prevent your damage, or you can build them up and then attack. But so this does say that if your hero would be dealt damage, instead you destroy it. So you would have to build those up on your turn, or be able to block enough on your turn. So I could see potentially you build one of these on your turn, and then you spend your whole turn blocking or deflecting damage somehow. And you're trying, it's almost like the OTK deck, you're trying to build up enough of these so that you can swing in big for one of your, with your weapon or something like that. I think that could be really cool. It could give a lot of power to a weapon and like make a weapon super, super duper strong, but not allow it to like, not allow it to be used very often. Like you'd use your weapon once or twice a game rather than like trying to swing with it like Dorinthia every turn. So I think it's super cool. I'm really, really, really excited that we got a new class, because to me this opens the door. Like if we finalized this Monarch thing and it was like just 4 classes, it would be like, okay, what's the next class? We were talking in my video the other day with Xerix, we were talking about like, okay, when they spoil the 4th class, you'll know what 4 classes they're going to do in the next set in Kingdoms. But now that's totally wrong. Like now we don't know. Like now we don't know what to do. And so like I like that they've left the door closed or question markable, because that allows us not to speculate as easily on what the next set's going to be. And then it also adds to this, okay, what's the next hero going to be? What's the next class going to be? And like we can still have fun debating and thinking about that. And it just opens up the design space of the game a ton. So I really, really like it, and I'm really excited to like try it out. I'm not that excited about the specific class yet. It's not, I guess it kind of is like one of my play styles of like delaying and just having fun and kind of like meme decking, but we don't know enough about it for me to like say that that's actually the style. This is just my speculation. So cool, dude, good job, LSS. The artwork's just beautiful too. The artwork, like look at her crown. I don't know if I can zoom this in. If it'll probably get all pixie lighted, but look at the crown. I mean, the artwork's sweet. This is gonna look so cool in cold foil. Oh man. Oh, I wonder if this is one of Rudy's promos for the cold foil. That could be cool, but then what would the other one be? This could be Rudy's promo for the cold foil. Oh, baby, I hope this is Rudy's promo for the cold foil. Dude, that would be so cool. That would be so cool. All right. So Prison Sculptor of Arclight. We've got ourselves a light illusionist hero. I'm sure that tonight lots more information will come out. I just wanted to speculate with you guys. I know everyone's excited. It's like 8:45. The video just went out. I had like 30-40 minutes to talk about it with some people and think about it. And those are my 2 big things that I think are going to happen potentially. One of them or none of them. Probably none of them. But we'll talk tomorrow, I guess, about what actually happened with the rest of the spoilers. Hope you guys have a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you. And yeah, this is an exciting time in Flesh and Blood.